Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan.
It's me,
Your boy, Dill.
the boy,
The boy.
the one and only.
Right.
None other can exist.
So how are you, man?
Being the only boy, it's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
One thing I also thought about doing for this episode was looking back, doing a little nostalgia for us.
Oh jeez, I got a lot of that.
Yeah, you're right.
If recent events have been any indication.
We haven't watched anything in particular for this episode.
Nah, ran out of time.
Just a conversation episode.
Yeah.
I have a few things on the dock that I want to talk about.
Duking it out with weeds.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
We have had a consistent track record for the past few episodes of hitting an hour or exceeding an hour.
Oh jeez. I remember we used to shoot for like 30 to 40 minutes.
With the hosting platform that we had, I had to
keep pay for our time.
I had to pay for time, and so whenever we went over, if I wasn't careful, if we went over for too many episodes in the month, I was paying extra for it, which wasn't a bad thing. And sometimes I was like, it's okay,
right? But
then eventually, I ended up upgrading our account to hold more time, just in general, so we don't have to worry about that.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that was a different time.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely a bygone era, if you will. But I'm just looking here, and may I say, we've hit something like an hour and 10 minutes for the past.
That's remained pretty consistent.
I want to say it's literally the past 10 episodes.
Oh, jeez.
The craziest thing was our Evangelion part 4.
Oh.
That one was 10 minutes shy of 2 hours.
Damn.
That was crazy.
Oh my God.
We talked for a long time about that.
It did not feel that long.
No, it did not. But yes, so it we've been doing pretty good. And this show's been going for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy with this show. I'm happy with the people we've had on it. In the past 2 weeks, we not only got Myron on the show, but we also got Ethan on the show as well.
Yeah.
Again,
what a milestone
for a long time, for the first time in a long time. Long time. Yeah. Ethan on the show.
An achievement to be sure.
Professor Tummy Aches. But yes, so it's been. We've had some pretty bang out episodes recently, and I'll be candid. This past week has kind of been a little weird. Yeah. I had a former coworker of mine had passed away last week, and it just it's different to have like your parents pass away, or like a God forbid, like a sibling or a child or something like that. It's weird. It would be less weird, I think, too, if we were older. But like, we were in our early 30s, or I'm in my late 20s. But it was like the same thing. It's like kind of feels like your life's just starting in a way.
Right.
And so to have someone pass away, kind of by an accidental means, or unintentional means, I guess is what I should say. It just, it just kind of. I was never like super close friends with her, but like we both had coworkers that were really awesome people.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine, or a friend of ours actually, that I'm trying to get on the show, potentially, Kobe.
Yes.
Kobe, myself, and this person had all worked together for a long time. And so even though I didn't know this person like super well or super deep, it was still great to see like a community of people like come out and like really band together for this person.
Yeah.
And for her family. And so it's just a weird, it's a weird thing, it really makes you, I don't want to get all, philosophical like at the top of the show, but it really makes you like, you're never really guaranteed tomorrow. So it's like, Appreciate the time you have.
Yeah.
Appreciate the people you have in your life that, that are around that, I think it's understood that you love them or care about them, but sometimes it's nice to be like, hey, I like you. You're cool. And I appreciate you. Like, and it's nice to be intentional about that sometimes. And so it's just been this past week, it's kind of been that vibe of just, kind of being in my head about, just, accidents happen. Life's a weird thing. And I'm doing okay. I'm not, I'm not like,
I should hope so.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm not depressed or anything like that, but like
Right.
I definitely had a chance for like Kobe and I to go out to and our significant others. We all went to the funeral visitation, all that kind of stuff, and got to see some old friends and really rekindle some friendships we haven't had in a while, just because we don't work at that place anymore.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot. I may have been a little sad before or been like in my head about some things, but like being able to hang out with him, like anybody that knows Kobe, he's a character.
Right.
He's fun.
Mm-hmm.
He's a jokester. He's a guy.
Right.
So obviously, even though it was a kind of a down time, he obviously always has a way to make you smile.
Mm-hmm.
And we got dinner afterwards, and it was just like, man, he's good people.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see, like, active practice. The lesson I've been rolling around in my head of like appreciate the people that you have in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like we got to like leave that place, leave the funeral, and then go to get dinner together and be like, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're a good friend. You're cool people. And it's like, man, so anyways, that's
Shout out to the KOPE.
Yeah, you know how it is. So that's been the day we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about it a week ago.
Yeah.
So by the time you're listening to this, it's probably been, a couple weeks now since then. But so it's just been one of those times where I needed some time for myself, and I needed to like just relax and clear my head a little bit because it was also busy at work. The office administrator, like the administrative assistant at the office I work at, she was out because her kids are starting school. Her youngest baby was kind of a little ill, and so like she had taken some time off, and it was like, it's life. Things happen. It's not a big deal. But like because of that, like there was some things that I had to do to, like to fill the gaps and stuff. So it was like this past week has just been like a little bit of like it's been all over the place.
Yeah.
So being able to relax, spend some time with some friends, and just kind of like really take some time to myself. It was nice.
Yeah.
Mallory had to do some chores or some laundry or something, and she was like, "Let's just go ahead and just stay home." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And I laid on the couch and passed out.
Yeah.
I was like, "It's been a long week. It's been a lot, just like emotionally and like of course mentally and all that kind of stuff." Mm-hmm. So, but it's good. It's good now, and I'm glad. And I'm pretty sure that you and I, at some point during the process of that week, we also finished Cowboy Bebop again.
Just added a little extra weight.
Oh man, I really enjoy that show. I didn't realize. I wouldn't say that I have like a strong love or hate relationship for anime.
Mm-hmm.
It is an art medium, and some great storytelling can be done out of it, I feel like.
Yeah.
And Cowboy Bebop is one of those examples of like, given 20-something episodes,
mm-hmm.
you can go on some wild adventures and
Yeah.
tell a pretty deep story. And the Big O is another example of that as well.
I love the Big O.
Yeah, the Big O is special to me,
Mm-hmm.
man. It has a very special place in my heart. I've realized there are a couple of animes that I think you have shown me that I've really fallen in love with.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's hard to discredit like the plethora of Gundam.
Right.
So many great installations into that franchise that are
the
really
ever-growing
pivotal.
cornucopia.
And if you want to know about any of them, look at our backlog. We have
we got a few.
We have talked in detail about a few like pretty core series to me personally.
Yeah.
There's still some out there that we're still trying to tackle, but you know what?
We'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there. We're getting there. But yeah, just do a Control F on our episode list and just like type in Gundam and just you can see all the ones we've done so far. But but with Cowboy Bebop, I don't remember like when in my pilgrimage that you showed me the Big O or that too, the Big O, but Cowboy Bebop. I don't remember how much you had shown me because I haven't really. If I'm gonna be candid, the only real anime that I watched, purposefully before we were like close friends or roommates.
Yeah. Hang on, let me guess. Was it Code Geass?
Code Geass was one of them. It was
Bleach?
on. No, my middle brother Eric loved Bleach. I never. But the first anime that I watched that I got hooked on and I thought was really good was Naruto.
Don't you fucking say
yes.
Naruto?
It was. I watched. There was a Cartoon Network had like running episodes of it. And I was like, yo, this is kind of fun. It's kind of wild.
Oh, my God.
And I'm pretty sure I was, I don't know, like
that's so funny.
13 years old. So I was like that prime demographic of like, I'm a young boy and I like ninjas. And they had, I remember specifically that at some point in like the 2000 teens or late 2000s, they had the Naruto Hundo. And it was like the first 100 episodes.
Oh, my God.
It was the first 100 episodes of Naruto, and they played them back to back.
Holy shit.
And I remember that, like,
I forgot about that.
That was like, they did like, it was like a Friday Saturday thing or something. Or it was like all day Saturday. I forgot what it was. But
it was something nuts.
I plowed through all of them. I was like, I was part of the group. But then there was a few animes that came on like Adult Swim or Toonami. And I'm pretty sure that's how I found about Code Geass. It was during that time.
That's funny.
Yeah, and there was a couple other ones I think I had watched, but never really like got into. Like we've talked in detail about standalone complex would come on, and it would
late at night.
It would be one of those moments where I would fall asleep, wake up at like 2:00, and I would be like halfway through an episode, and I'd be like, "Yo, what's happening?" And like someone would get like shot and killed, and it was like kind of like. I mean, as opposed to like Naruto, where it's like they die in a puff of smoke or whatever. I'm like watching a guy get like gunned down. Like, holy shit, this is wild.
Yeah.
And then of course Bato and his like his cyber eyes. I was always like intrigued and kind of terrified because I was like, bro, he's just like, he just feels like he's always like got them like bug eye looking thing where he's like you don't know where he's looking because you can't tell.
Right.
But anyways, I don't know where in the journey of things that you've shown me that
I had shown you very little, if at anything at all, from Cowboy Bebop.
No, yeah, you didn't. But I guess I'm meaning like I forgot when the first time we watched it because I want to say it was before you moved in, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was way back when.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like but I remember loving the vibe of it. Music, the look, just the context, just the whole feel.
Super nice.
Super nice. And then we have watched various movies, OVAs, series, since then.
A ton of stuff.
At this point in time, with the show and with just us, just on a regular Tuesday night.
Why don't you regale the audience what you thought of the
Oh God. Oh man.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Please.
Go well, how about you go ahead and tee us off and describe what you actually showed me.
Okay, so back when I was a wee lad.
But a wee babe.
Yes. I was big into Pokemon.
Yeah.
Used to watch the show all the time.
I feel like as many kids in our age bracket were.
Took me a while to actually play any of the games, but boy, howdy, did I like the show.
Yeah.
And I remember the scant few days where I would just be browsing through the channels and I would stumble upon this this channel called 4Kids. And
really?
Yeah, WB, 4Kids.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And holy shit, I found this show called Digimon.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? This is just like Pokemon.
but Digi.
But weird.
Weird.
And oh my God, it is fucking weird, man.
It's
But
an interesting thing.
I still like it. And the main reason I like it to this day is because that first fucking movie that they released.
Mm.
Of course, I say movie. I found out it was just 3 different OVAs like spliced together.
Yeah, right.
And what really sold me was the animation,
Yeah.
the music,
Mm-hmm.
and just, I mean, the whole thing, at least the first half, was amazing.
Right.
Second half was just
Bonkers.
what the fuck? But man, I don't think I could name another alternative to Pokemon that I've enjoyed more.
There was a point in time where my middle brother Eric used to love Bakugan.
Oh my
And he collected a lot of those. He
I had a shit ton of those.
Dude, he had like a whole collection of them. And I was like, bro, this is impressive. But Ethan.
That's a lot of balls, bro.
Yeah, Ethan and Eric both played that and had like the whole set.
Wow.
And it was like, and they had all kinds of like evolutions, iterations, whatever they're
Mhm.
called. And it was impressive.
I had so many. It was insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was another one of those kind of
Right.
fighter type summon games.
Yeah, tertiary little things trying to cash in on the whole
of
Pokemon
course.
craze. But man, what was your favorite bit about that?
Which what about the
About the movie, quote
Oh
unquote.
yeah. So we
I
watched
was able to show him the like the actual. I'm always hesitant to say film because it's not like movie length.
right.
It's like 37 minutes.
Right. It's
So-
like a short film kind of thing.
So the short I was able to show him, which what we got would be considered like the first half of the movie, and it's easily my favorite piece of media from that series because of how similar it is to Summer Wars.
Yes, it has a very striking resemblance to Summer Wars.
Same animator worked on it and basically just used that for Summer Wars.
Yeah. It was like a template.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I may be speaking for him
Mhm.
or her or whatever. This is what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like if you've ever done a project or worked on a thing or done a piece of art.
Mhm.
As I'm saying this, I realize I'm kind of showing my hand into what kind of work I do, and like I'm an artist, so like
Right.
this may be a thing that not everyone experiences. So I'm gonna speak from my perspective. There has been times in my life as like a graphic designer, as a photographer, as like a musician or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I have like a project or something,
Mhm.
and like or an idea, a concept, and I like flush it out a little bit, or I work on it, and I'm like I'm proud of that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
And nothing like crazy.
Mhm.
And then like you just kind of like forget about it, or or the project moves on or whatever. And then sometimes you like go back and you're like, that thing was actually really cool.
Mhm.
What if I like take that and
Yeah,
like,
let me just
and
iterate
let
on
me
this a
let me
little bit.
let me take that and then use that as like a jumping off point to make something much bigger.
Mhm.
That's what this little OVA
A little
film
proof of concept.
this little proof of concept
Yeah.
felt like it was succinct and it was funny and it was its own thing.
Comparable in plot themes to war games.
Right.
Mhm.
And then and I feel like many years later or however long it took him to make Summer Wars.
Mm-hmm. He done did it again.
Yeah, so go like remember that thing we did that was kind of funny and this like
Right.
random one-off Digimon thing?
Yeah.
Let's like
Do it again.
let's flush it out and make it its own thing.
Yeah.
So that's what it feels like. It feels like a more trimmed down version of Summer Wars, a little less refined.
Right.
If you compare it to that. But if you just look at it for what it is, for like 40 minutes of like hilarious kids content, I mean, it's good.
Oh my God, the fucking dub, dude.
Dude.
That is easily the best part of this whole
man.
fucking thing. I watched the original version of it just to compare the two. It's
Yeah.
night and day.
Wow,
It
really?
is so fucking funny.
Dude.
Because they have so many like little quips and jokes that they just throw in there
Dude.
for
It's-
no reason.
It's one of those movies that feels the delivery of the lines are so quick and so like whippy that like if you're not fully paying attention, like sometimes there was a couple of times where like the joke didn't land until I had a second to like digest it.
Right,
You know
just
what I
had
mean?
to think for a minute.
Like they had said something. Like, I think the one that got me was whenever he's gonna eat you out of house and home page, because like we're also talking about like
what does he expect to find a grocery store?
It's like the thing is we're talking about like Windows 98, like early 2000s vibe. So like there's a lot of like early internet lingo, and like obviously homepage being one of them.
Right.
And so and like and that line was just thrown out so quickly that like I heard it, comprehended it, and I was like, oh my God. Right. And I started laughing because I was like, okay, that's you got me.
Right.
But my favorite character out of that whole thing was the mother.
Oh my God, Ty's mom.
Dude. The main character has a mom, and she plays this like kind of bubbly, like loving mother figure.
Bit of a ditz who's on a health food craze.
Yeah. And
but doesn't really have any like planned out recipes. Has
no real concept of cooking.
And in the subs, she's completely normal.
Really?
Yeah. In the dub, they make her this like
comedic relief
cook.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
There's a handful of times where she says some things.
Beef jerky shakes.
Beef jerky shakes, yeah. There was one there's this moment where the son and his best friend are in a frenzy. They're in a panic.
Because they're trying to take care of this computer virus that has become sentient and is now just messing everything up.
Cough, cough, Summer Wars.
Right. They're trying to get in touch with the rest of their friends.
Yeah.
And nobody else is able to answer for at least a while.
The mom.
And his mom's like, are any of your friends coming over? I'll make 3 bean salad. And he's like, nobody's coming over, Mom.
Yeah.
And she says, oh, that's okay. I only have 2 beans anyway. She was really about to make an entire salad and just put 3 little beans in there.
You know how it is.
Oh my God.
It's okay. I only got 2 beans anyway.
It's so stupid.
It's so good. There's a point in time where she also like says that she has like potato shakes or
potato
whatever.
Juice.
Potato juice. And it's like, oh God.
And at one point she says, would you like some more juices? Yeah, just squeeze some onions.
No. Gosh.
Oh God.
Anyway, so it's just a bunch of that kind of stuff. And again, it happens so fast that it's like you really got to be like on your game. But
like
it's
at one
funny.
point, she's got Izzy helping her out in the kitchen, and he's like, "So do I have enough of this stuff?" And she says, "Oh, beats me. It's the first time I've used flour to bake a cake." It's like, what are you feeding your children?
And then she puts a cake in the microwave.
In the microwave.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ!
It's so funny. I love it, and it's fun,
and
I like that it doesn't take itself too seriously in that way, but
it's hilarious. Do you know what a semiconductor is? A guy who works part-time on a train?
Oh man, like it's things like that, and they just move past it.
Right.
That
they
line
completely play it straight face.
They play it straight face. That line was dropped and then immediately kept talking.
Right.
Like there's no like pause for like comedic effect. It's just like they drop it and keep on moving. It's like, oh, it's funny. So we watched that recently.
Yeah. What was your favorite design, you think?
I don't really remember.
That's okay.
I don't remember. I remember there was who's the orange dragon, like the main guy?
Greymon.
The Pikachu of Digimon.
Right, Agumon.
Yeah.
The doofy little dinosaur.
Yeah. I just love, he's like, hey.
Right.
So the couple of iterations of him I remember being really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The bug guy, I'm not a big fan of bugs. You know how I am, so he gets a little...
Right. More inclined to squash him than order him around.
We've discussed this on the show. I feel like I'm xenophobic towards bug creatures.
Right.
So I feel like I'm empathetic towards if there was like a reptilian race, if there was an elven race, if there was some sort of even some sort of like tree people would probably be fine, but like second it's like bug type creatures, I'm like,
that's the thin line. You better not cross nothing.
Got mandibles.
All right. What do you eat?
What do you eat? Oh God.
Do you eat it live or dead?
Yeah, you have an
Is it me?
You have an exoskeleton.
Why are you eating me?
Why are you looking at me?
Right.
Why are you cleaning your antenna? I don't like this.
In public?
Ew. Anyways, so yeah, we've watched a handful of anime that you have introduced me to that has been some dramatic and some sad, some really great. The next series that I want to rewatch with you is The Big O.
Oh yes, definitely.
So if we can take a detour back to Cowboy Bebop for a second. I thought that the song "Goodnight Julia" played more than it did.
Oh no,
it didn't play. It was just like one episode. I feel like, but I love that song so much, and I think as the show was coming to a close, I think I realized I'm thinking of like the iconic song "Houston Street" from Big O, which like plays in like every episode almost.
Right.
Which, I mean, to its credit, it's a great song.
Oh yeah.
So of all the ones to play a handful of times, that's one of them. But to finish up talking about the Bebop, that show feels. How did I word it last night? It feels very stretched out. It feels it feels like it abruptly comes to an end. Yeah. But not like in a bad way, but almost like the show has a place to breathe, and like we can be open, we can like do missions, we can have all these like little misadventures we're going on and all that stuff. And then like all of a sudden, like the show feels like it wraps up fast. Yeah. Like we were like watching episodes and I was like, I think we're like almost to the end, but it doesn't feel like the end though. And then like third episode to last, I was like, oh shit, this is when we're like, people are considering leaving or getting their feelings hurt and like moving. And then like second episode, it's like, oh shit. And then the last episode, you're like, oh my God. You're like, oh, okay, wow. Yeah. So, and then now it's over. And it's like, comes to like a screeching halt real fast. And then it's like, and then you have to carry the weight afterwards. And it's like, oh, wow,
shit's heavy.
Shit's heavy. Do you remember how you first introduced me into the Big O? Because I do.
It was through Houston Street.
It was.
Yeah.
Brick
Ballads.
I'm pretty sure we had a little Discord chat that we had like a little jukebox bot on that you could like play music on.
I missed that thing.
Yeah. Thanks YouTube for running that for us.
You. Tube.
I see what you did there.
Bastards.
Clever dog. So a lot of times I would give you the reins to it and you could, put whatever music you wanted into. And I'll never forget that song came on and I was like, bruh, I don't know what this is, but I need to hear it again. Yeah. And it's just it's a lovely song. It's got like a saxophone in it and it's just it's that like slow, low tempo kind of like just almost film noir vibe. It's a great song. And
I want to say I was building the master grade of the Victory 2.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Because I stayed up super late and we were just talking on Discord.
Was that when I lived in Canada?
I don't remember.
Wow,
actually.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we were listening to that song. I remember, I think shortly afterwards, you had like showed me. I think it's the first. I think you showed me the first fight sequence. It's the first time he uses like his pile bunker armor, just like explodes a hole into these like buildings and stuff or whatever. I remember being like, "Damn, that's hard."
Oh yeah.
And really loving that as well. So.
Yeah, man, it's a wonderful show.
We've only watched it once, and
about time for round 2.
It is. It had been too long since we watched Cowboy Bebop. We actually, I think we did. Whenever we were starting it this second go round,
Yeah.
I looked back on when we potentially watched it last time,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember talking about at the beginning of this show, the aftermath. I remember like at the first few episodes, I remember talking about it, and you were like, "It's been 3 years almost," and I was like, "Yeah, it's been a long time since we watched it, or like 2 or 3 years or whatever."
Oh Jesus!
Since we watched Cowboy Bebop, and I was like, "Man, that is far too long for an episode for an anime that I feel like I really love and like connect with."
Damn, dude.
Exactly. So we remedied that real fast.
Oh yeah.
But we did take a bit of a hiatus. And really, as you would have known, I'm pretty sure we talked about it. We watched all.
We
of
did a
Palaver.
bit of a deep dive into the mobile police.
Yeah.
But I want to say we just have the OVA left and a couple more films, and that'll be it.
You brought it with us to our trip to Florida back in April or May of this year.
Yeah.
And
so nice.
it was a good trip, dude. And I remember we watched I want to say we were plowing through it.
Oh yeah.
I want to say we were hitting like almost 4 episodes a night.
Mm-hmm.
We were just like cleaning through them.
Yeah.
And it was good. And I loved it. It was funny. It was great. And I'm not gonna lie, the intro cinematic kind of made me feel like it kind of reminded me of Florida a little bit because of that, and it was just super nostalgic. Mm-hmm. One thing I can say is that I like to make tea for us a lot of times whenever we watch shows. We like to relax on the couch. So I have a myriad of different teas that we have. Mm-hmm. And so we have like a rotation, like a selection of like our favorites that I keep around. So that way we
always a good supply.
Exactly. Whatever your heart's desire, I can make it happen. Or if you're sick or feeling unwell, a lot of times you can choose your favorite and make it.
Yeah. The Rima tea.
So usually I make some sort of tea for us when we're watching a show. And then I don't know how it started. Well, I guess I can't say that. Mm-hmm. I like Oreos. Right. I'm an Oreo guy. Mm-hmm. And man, I don't remember when I did it. I don't remember what show it was.
It had to have been for Cowboy Bebop. That's what I remember eating Oreos with mostly.
You want to know what I think it was?
What?
I think I started it with one of those longer shows.
Mm-hmm. Zeta?
No, no, but that's one of them that I did do it a lot on. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking, I remember whenever we did, what was his name?
Gun X Sword.
Bash the Stampede.
Trigun.
Gun X Sword was another one. Yeah, that I used to have a lot of them with. Mm-hmm. I think Vash or Trigun. We were snacking on something else. I think. But one of the ones, I'm thinking it was a Gundam. I think it was a Gundam. I think it was like a longer one. Like I want to say it was like Stardust Memory or one of those like.
Oh, dude, it's been too
long. Right. And so I think it's been one of those where like I think I had a craving.
8MS?
Maybe.
It
was one of those.
Yeah.
Gun X Sword feels like a confident answer too. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but there was a series, and every night we watched, give or take, 2 to 3 episodes. In a session, if you will. Yeah. And again, like with anybody, whenever you play games, whenever you watch show, you get your favorite drink, your favorite snack, or whatever. It's just it's a tradition. It's a routine, and I don't care what you say about Oreos. I don't care about how you eat them or whatever. I feel like for me, the only way I can eat an Oreo is with milk. Yeah. You can't have Milk's favorite cookie without milk. That's just the way it is.
Sacrilege.
And so, I'm not some crazy, like, I just let it like sink in there. I'm not one of those like, double dipping kind of guy. I'm just like, I take it with a pinch,
Mm.
dip it, give a little swirl. There you go. Perfect. That's it for me. I don't gotta twist
your
apart.
Procedure ended.
I don't have to just eat the freaking sweet cream out of it. I don't gotta do all that. I don't have to throw away the cookies. Like it is a lovely symphony of flavors,
right,
all together.
Mm-hmm.
You could take it apart and butcher it if you want to, but it's all packaged.
You'll be
together.
butchered.
I will butcher you. Okay?
Right. I'm not.
Right. So throughout our sessions, I have gotten a myriad of other snacks, other things.
Yeah.
But for some reason, here recently, what started as a craving that I was like, it's been a long time since I've had just an Oreo and a glass of milk.
Yeah.
And then I started that up, and now it feels like a part of the tradition is to have a cup of hot tea with a glass of milk and just a few Oreos.
You know what we really need to make again?
What's that?
Those shakes. The ice cream sandwich.
Oh,
and Oreo
yeah,
shakes.
dude, yeah.
Those things are the fucking bomb, dude.
There was once upon a time, I forgot where, I think it was just a YouTube video, or it was like a forum on some cooking website. They called it the slacker shake.
Yeah.
Like, cause you were just, it's like a lazy way to make a milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
A good, like, cookies and cream milkshake.
Right.
A lot of times milkshake is, usually like ice cream of your choice with a little bit of milk in it anyways. I'm pretty sure it's like, I want to say a box of ice cream sandwiches is like 12 or something. You take like half of them. So take like 6 of them.
Yeah.
And like a fourth of a cup of milk or a half cup milk. Can't remember what it was. And I did like a little bit of vanilla extract into it.
Yeah.
And some stuff like that. And you just blend it up in a blender. And like the ice cream sandwich cookies or graham crackers, whatever you want to consider them as.
The buns.
The buns of this sandwich. It turns into like a pretty good cookies and cream pretty good milkshake. Because again, it's not like it's
phenomenal, bro.
It's not like it's anything fancy, but with 6 sandwiches, you can make like 2 pretty like full glass milkshakes. So whenever I would make it for Dylan and I would do that many, just blend it up in my little blender, and then
it's so good.
It's really good. And you're right, though. I know we need to do that again.
I'm gonna make those.
Why
don't you tell them about another one I showed you recently? Like very recently.
Very recently. What you referring to?
You know.
Refresh my memory.
Giant Robo.
Oh, Giant Robo, dude! Wow, yeah. It's been a busy couple days. You're right though. We watched the first episode of. Is it an episode?
Yes.
We watched the first episode of Giant Robo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested and confused.
Yeah.
It has such a unique art style.
Yeah.
And you pointed it out that it has a very Astro Boy kind of vibe, like rounded off corners. The villains kind of look like Dr. Eggman, like that kind of like vibe where it's like a little cartoony.
A little bit of Go Nagai in there.
Yeah. And but that big Robo. Super cool.
Massive.
If you will.
Comparable to a Mega Deuce.
For real.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that the boy doesn't really like pilot it.
Right, he just commands it.
He just holds on to his cheek with this precarious
the ladder.
stairwell ladder thing. So yeah.
Automated in a sense.
Right.
It senses that the pilot's in danger, it will just immediately go and help.
Yeah, it has like an autopilot. Or it kind of feels like a robot. Sentient.
Right, more or less. He knows enough to get the job done, that's for damn sure.
Right.
Motherfucker will tear you to puces.
I was
pull a Sagat and punch your heart out.
I was following the show, and I think I had it a little too grounded in reality until like all of a sudden, like, people started like spitting out magic and stuff.
Oh yeah,
And that was just like that was just a
Right.
thing we could all do now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, so like I'm confused as to like what's what here,
Right.
because now we got like this evil scientist is like a wizard now apparently,
Right.
and I'm like,
The
bruh.
experts of justice from Interpol,
Yeah.
the international police,
Yes.
fighting against a criminal organization known as Big Fire.
Big Fire. What was their phrase? Till
Everything for Big Fire.
everything for Big Fire.
Yeah.
What was it? It was like just till it all burns or something like that.
No, I think that was it.
Oh yeah, everything for Big Fire.
Right. God, it was insane.
My life for Nazul.
Right.
Everything for Big Fire.
Oh man.
Waaaaagh.
Wow.
Oh wow.
How
That's
about them
crazy.
orcs, huh?
Crazy.
Love them.
I need to play some more 40K stuff.
We do, dude.
It's been too long.
Mm-hmm. Space Marine 2's coming out.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Gotta
happening
grab
soon.
that.
We got a lot of stuff dropping.
There's a lot. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of big stuff.
By the time this drops,
Mm-hmm.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk will be out for a week.
Yep.
We'll have been out for an entire week.
Oh, I gotta. I
I'm
have
excited.
To. Mm-hmm.
I forgot that I have Jet Set Radio on my Steam account. I
Yeah,
forgot that I have that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
How fun.
Professor K would weep.
I bought Baldur's Gate 3. Haven't deigned to launch it yet
Oh, God.
because I know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many things.
Yeah.
I've
Gotta
got so many
finish.
things in my personal life I have to do first.
Right.
I got to clean my act up before I even attempt that because I'm scared. I'm scared I'm going to like it too much.
Right.
But I'm also kind of scared that my computer's going to shit itself whenever I lost that game because it's a heavy one.
Yeah, that's a fair concern. I don't think anyone's going to blame you for that. If they know
Yeah.
how your computer works.
Oh, yeah. Poor guy.
Oh.
I really feel like my computer is like the old dog.
Right. A basset hound.
Yeah. It's like it's been around for so long.
Mm.
I love the computer.
Right.
And it does work when it wants to.
Yeah.
Temperamental.
Mm-hmm.
But buddy, I think the last time I did any kind of modifications on it was like 2011,
Oh, my God.
2012.
Jeez
So
Louise.
we're talking at least a decade since I've like upgraded parts on it.
Oh. Yeah.
But that also goes to show, how long I've, had it. It's
Still kicking.
still kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, what was it, like 4 months ago or so, whenever the battery,
Right.
the power supply shot in
Oh,
it?
God. Yeah.
That was fun.
Terrifying.
I was in the middle. To put some things into perspective, let me paint a picture with words here.
Mm.
I was playing Lord of the Rings Online.
Right.
For those of you who listened to the episode of Myron,
Mm.
I talked about it. But then getting back into that game, loving it. Love that game very much. Love Lord of the Rings. It was a dark night.
Not quite stormy, but dark.
No. I was in the peak of the Misty Mountains. Zarakazagil. And I was looking at the remains of Durin's Bane.
Right.
And it was late at night, and all of a sudden just boom, whole thing shuts down. I was like, bro,
well.
what? And then I had that faint smell. Like, if anybody has been around like an electrical burn or an electrical fire, like, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
it
yeah.
has that like unique like melted plastic smell.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't intense, and there was no smoke, and it was just very brief.
Right.
It was a little like just a little whiff
Right.
where I was like, the computer shut down. I was like, oh shit, what happened? And I like just let my computer like just like spool down for a second, and I had that faint whiff of like, uh-oh, that's electrical
Yeah,
stuff.
that ain't good.
So like I cut the power. I was like, I'm gonna cut the power, wait a few minutes, cut the power back on, like nothing started, like tried to boot it up, nothing happened. I was like, cool.
Amazing.
And then at that point I felt pretty confident that like the second I turned the power supply on, and like the motherboard lights weren't on. I was like, I
Yep.
think the power supply just died. Damn. Yeah. So, but
Oof.
I was able to go to my local Best Buy and was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, yo,
Hook me up.
hook me up, my guy."
Right.
I went there and I went to there's two of them. There's one that's like farther away and it's like near the mall and all like the chaos and all that kind of stuff, like downtown stuff. There's one closer. I always like to go to the closer one,
Right.
even though I know they don't have as big of a selection.
Mhm.
But I walked there and I was like, "Hey, I would like this one specifically," and the guy was like, "They got it at the other one," and I was like,
Right.
"Oh man, all right. I mean, I guess I'll go run in there and get it."
Right.
It's not too far of a drive, but I just didn't want to go all the way out there.
Yeah.
But I did. Picked it up. And then it felt good to like I like tinkering with things. I like I've always liked like Legos and things like that as a kid. Right. And I especially like kind of tinkering with my computer stuff. And it's like I said before, it's been a long time since I've done anything with it.
Yeah.
So buying that power supply and being able to like unplug everything, and I got like a fully modular one, so I could like really just like put the cables where I want to put them. Nice. It felt really good. And I was like, very clean. It was very like organized. Got my stuff figured out. I was like, oh yeah, nice.
Awake of God.
Awake of that. But of course, it also has been a while since I've opened it up and cleaned it out too. So there was a couple of
real dusty.
Yeah, if you know what I'm saying.
Man.
So yeah, got a little compressed air. I was cleaning it out, causing an absolute mess.
Right. So how you feel about that bomb rush?
It looks like it's gonna be okay. Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
So the first like teaser trailer we've seen feels very
full on Jet Set Radio vibes.
I mean, spiritual successor,
right,
is the best term.
Mm-hmm.
But this new trailer we got, I was a little bit like, what are we in for?
Yeah, they put some
meat on these bones,
some heavy stuff in there. Yeah.
There's a couple of things like it's obviously all the same kind of stuff as before, but like the farther it goes along, the more it's like an us versus them kind of thing, and then like
a little flash of the main dude's backstory,
right? And there's like some violence, implied violence, and then actually like someone like I'm getting killed or whatever.
I want to say it's the main character's name is Red, on account of his head.
No way.
And I want to say that's not his real head.
Really?
And that it was at one point chopped off.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And the main like villain that has been built up, who may I say is one of the coolest looking motherfuckers I've ever seen. I love his design so much. I want to say he may have sliced your head off with one of those records he's got sticking out of his sleeves.
Damn.
Yeah. But, we'll see, I suppose, in like 2 days.
You're right.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Crazy. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else going on? Anything else you want to hit up?
I have no idea.
Our episode with Myron dropped, and I listened to it again.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Super great.
Quality.
What a fun time.
Of course.
If Myron, if you're listening, I want you back, dude. I want you back on the show.
Venus Wars.
And Venus Wars, please.
You gotta line that up.
I'll make good, I swear by it.
Right.
I'll make good.
Mm-hmm.
That was my fault, dude.
Right. That's all good.
Gosh, I feel bad. But at the same time, a great conversation was had all around, so I don't feel too bad about it, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Made good.
Right. Well.
Looking forward to Armored Core, as always.
Oh, yeah.
It's just... I just wish it was...
Slowly but surely.
It's coming out next week. I've got the weekend off. I requested time off for
did.
this.
But he's getting ready.
Yes. It's going to happen, man.
You got the weekend off?
Yeah. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Damn. You're going hard.
Yes. I'm working every day before then. And that's going to suck.
I need to get you He get you locked in with all your stuff. Protein shakes, chips,
right.
water,
All the amenities,
IV
the
drip.
necessities.
right.
Mm-hmm. Rain.
Rain, all of it, yes. Have it at the ready.
I want to say Chase is going to be getting back next week as well, or at the end of this week. But he may come over for the whole shebang.
Cool.
Yeah.
You need to start a stream channel. You need to start a Twitch.
God.
And just stream 72 hours straight.
I'll be the one blip in the sea of millions of other people doing the same thing.
Right.
Oh, man.
Except for you. You'll be going 72 hours straight.
Right. I'll be cool.
Yeah.
About it. The only cool.
I just want to see you 24 hours deep. You're still you're on the pause menu, holding the controller, just like mouth agape, asleep. Yeah. You a honk shoe? Are you a me?
I'm a me kind of guy.
I see.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good, man. I cannot wait,
bruh. We went to go get this is random. God.
Yeah.
Sometimes you and Ethan make me laugh hard. I'll never forget. It was probably like a week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
We had invited some friends to come hang out, and they were all hanging out at the house, and then we all decided to go get ice cream before it closed.
Right.
So we went to the ice cream shop.
Mm-hmm.
We all got something. And we're all sitting outside. And I feel like I'm this middleman and between Ethan and Dylan, both like show me these memes.
Oh God.
I'm being bombarded for every side. Like before I even finish reading Ethan's, like Dylan has one ready. I'm like looking at another one, and then I'm like laughing, and then I'm stopping, and then like I'm switching gears hard to a different meme altogether for a different reason.
Right.
I'm like watching this video of like that Ethan's showing me of this guy who's like being an idiot and like is like breaking shit or whatever and is like just acting as stupid, and we're like laughing and chuckling, and then like Dylan's like, check this out, and I turn my head and it's a whole ferret with his head. His whole head is in a glass bowl of water, and it just says
"Dink my oiter."
Dink my oiter. I was like, dude, what does that even mean? Oh gosh,
he's dinking his oiter.
I know, yeah, you know how it is. So first you gotta dink.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So and again, the way you look at it, like I said, it's this ferret with his whole head in this like vessel of water, and it just looks funny because he's just like, like
right.
Anyways, so
it's got that distortion on there.
Exactly, he's got that fishbowl vibe on him. So yeah, it's been. Sometimes it's
Sometimes you just gotta dink your oiter.
Sometimes you just gotta get in there, if you know what I mean.
Right. Oh man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I love that little thing. Yeah, here it is.
Oh man. That's so good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't think I realize it, but you guys stumble across some really good shit.
Right. I never pay attention to Nuka-Cola prices. The fuck I'm gonna do? Not get Nuka-Cola?
Oh man.
Amazing.
Yeah. There's a handful of these that I commented on this one where this it's this like it's a sexually like referenced meme or whatever, and I very quickly with those kind of stuff I look at the comments because obviously there's sometimes they're hilarious.
Right.
And this guy commented that what did he say? he said, "This shit has never happened. Stop letting it rot your brain." And then all I commented was, "I wouldn't be so quick to say the word never." Because when it comes to that kind of stuff, there's always somebody who's, done something weird. And so far, I've had a lot of people that have really enjoyed my comment. So,
oh, man.
So, yeah.
Oh, shit. I forgot to show this one to you.
It's a picture of a GM model, and it just says GM, and then there's
got a picture of his little head tucked behind the covers, and it just says GN
for good night.
Yeah.
I'll meet you under the sycamore tree.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ!
Oh God! looks like a whole body.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. So, anyways, enough of that. I will I'll go ahead and wrap up this episode now. For anybody out there who's trying to reach out to us, we have a Linktree /Ian Wolf where you can see all of our different links and all the stuff and all that. You can reach out to us that way.
The usual jazz.
Or you can just type in the Aftermath on the major podcasting platforms, or you can wait till next Friday when the release date comes upon you.
Yeah.
And
you had the pre-orders though.
Right.
The podcast is just the bonus.
You're right. No special game or anything. That's actually just the actual release date. You can just wait for the release date of the episode.
Yeah.
Or if you open up that really old video game case of Panzer Dragoon you have in the back of your cupboard, it is definitely in there. The podcast. So yeah. But anyways, until next time, thank you so much for listening.
See you.
Bye-bye.